Clear Creek turned orange today, but public health leaders up there say it's not dangerous. Good evening, I'm Kyle Clark.
And I'm Kim Christensen. The sheriff's office first reported that unusual color in the water earlier this afternoon. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause joins us from Idaho Springs. Rachel, how is the water looking right now?
Well, the creek is looking pretty clear out here once again. It's pretty dark and it is raining, but if you're able to get a look at the water here, it's back to looking pretty normal out here at this hour. That's good news for folks in town. Now, take a look at these images. The Clear Creek Sheriff's Office sent them out earlier this afternoon. The water here a bright orange gold color. Definitely not what people are used to seeing in Clear Creek. Now, initially, the sheriff's office warned people to stay away from that water as they brought in the county's environmental health team to take a look. But soon after, they gave an update saying there was no threat to the public's health and that the environmental health team determined that that discoloration had come from a blocked sediment pond that was let loose down the creek. Now, that orange color cleared out of Clear Creek about 5 p.m. or so. And again, at this hour, things are looking pretty good for folks in town. Reporting live in Idaho Springs, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Thanks, Rachel. We did have some spotty showers out there. Rachel was just talking about tonight. This is our camera on Pearl Street in Boulder about an hour ago. The rain is, it's winding down right now. The sun will come out tomorrow. Tomorrow's looking pretty good. Lauren Robinson, yeah?
Yes, yes.
I firmly agree with that.
Okay.
Tomorrow's going to be one of those
Bring on
great
Wednesday.
days. Yeah, tomorrow then the first half of Thursday. The second half of Thursday through the weekend, it's going to be cooler and soggy. But we take a look at our HD Doppler radar. We've been seeing these very brief spotty showers and storms through the afternoon and into this evening. All of this was expected, and still none of these look to be severe. But as we monitor our HD Doppler radar, we're seeing some of that finally push its way out. Some of the heavier stuff finally pushed its way out of the urban corridor, but we're not done quite yet. There's still some precipitation that's making its way toward us. So we're going to continue to monitor these showers and storms, light snowfall up in the mountains. The other big story today was the drop in temperatures. We saw a weak cool front push through that dropped our highs into the lower 60s. Temperatures right now, though, not too bad. We're in the 50s and 60s across most of the Front Range and Eastern Plains. We're seeing those 40s and 50s in the high country, 50s and 60s across the western slope. We're still a bit cooler than we were this time last night. On average, around 5 to 10 degrees cooler around the Front Range and Eastern Plains. We're going to warm back up as we move our way through the day tomorrow, though. So we're going to continue to track these spotty storms tonight. Tomorrow, we're going to see lots of sunshine and temperatures will skyrocket, but it'll only last a couple of days before cooler, stormy weather moves in for the weekend. I'll have all of the details for you just ahead in my full 7-day forecast.
The case against a former Clear Creek County deputy accused of killing Christian Glass could go to the jury tomorrow. Prosecutors and attorneys for Andrew Buun will make their closing arguments in the morning. The defense has been trying to argue that Buun was justified to break into Glass's SUV because he had suspicion that he was driving under the influence. Prosecutors continue to argue that Glass was in a mental health crisis when he called for help nearly 2 years ago. This morning, the defense called Caitlin Culp, one of the 2 dispatchers working the case that night. Culp wasn't on the phone with Glass, but she was listening and dispatching out information about the call to officers. The prosecution asked about her relationship with Andrew Buun.
But you don't know whether he was on drugs, right?
I don't know.
You don't know actually anything about him because he wasn't there and you didn't have any communication with him, correct?
Correct.
So whether he was or wasn't having a mental health crisis, you wouldn't know that either, right?
I wouldn't.
Now, at the time or subsequent to the time that you were employed by Clear Creek County Dispatch, you were involved in a intimate relationship with Mr. Buun, is that correct?
It was rumored we had history. It's not an intimate relationship.
So you were never a couple, you never were together?
Not officially. For a short period of time, yes.
It's a pretty simple question, yes or no? Not now, but you were,
There is
correct?
history, correct.
Okay.
After a few brief rebuttal witnesses, both sides rested. We'll be in the courtroom tomorrow for those closing arguments.
You don't grab material things, you grab life, you know?
A house fire has left a family with nothing. It happened in Lafayette over the weekend.
9 News reporter Ria Jha explains the series of life-changing challenges that family is facing.
My father actually built this home He put all these trees in here.
The Lafayette house Robert Rodriguez knows as home.
I remember growing up here as a little child.
Same with his kids and now his grandkids.
They came to this house having their fun in the house, on the property.
53 years of memories.
All that happened so quickly. I just couldn't believe my eyes.
Reduced to ashes.
I mean, there's so many memories for me in this house. I mean, there's so many I couldn't.
In a matter of minutes over the weekend.
I said, fire, honey,
Fire. And I just jumped out of the recliner. I don't even know how I did, because it's even hard to get out of bed to move. I was,
That night, the recliner was the only place Kathy could bear to sleep in, recovering from a surgery to treat the pancreatic cancer she was diagnosed with 4 months ago.
It's just, some things it's just really hard to, it's real, but you're waiting to wake up.
Kathy was back in the hospital the day after due to an internal bleed near the area of the surgery. She thinks this was caused by the trauma and stress from the night before.
I was doing really good. I don't think it would have turned on a dime like that. I was fine. I was fine Friday. I was just happy that we got out alive.
Alive, but left with nothing.
There's nothing to be saved in this house, nothing.
Neighbors are now coming together to support the family that has been in this community for generations.
It's just like, God, we can't even catch a break, but all these people that have helped us, and that's the break.
The cause of the fire is currently unknown, and the fire department is investigating this incident. The family also says they do hope to rebuild the house, and there will be a link to help support the family on our website, 9news.com. In the studio, Ria Jha, 9 News.
Federal wildlife workers say one of the 10 wolves reintroduced to Colorado is dead. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services says they found out about a dead gray wolf in Larimer County last Thursday. They say the wolf appears to have died from what they're describing as natural causes. A necropsy will determine the official cause of death. CPW and the governor's office are rejecting requests from agriculture organizations across the state to kill specific wolves that have killed cattle this month. 5 head of cattle were killed in Grand County, 1 in Jackson County. There's a statement from the governor's office saying, quote, "It's widely known that wolves are opportunistic hunters, and Colorado voters were fully aware of the diet of wolves and made the decision to reintroduce wolves. Lethal control of wolves when there are only 12 known wolves in the state is premature." 12 now -1. CPW sent a much longer response to ranchers, offering a couple of reasons for not killing wolves. 1, they think that the wolves are breeding right now and they don't want any pups to die. And 2, they said the wolf population is below any restoration goal, and the state says it has a legal duty to establish a self-sustaining population as directed by voters. CPW says they've been working with landowners to do patrols, and since that point, wolves have not killed any calves.